On live, it says it is live. We are live, I think.
Hello, everybody.
Can any of you guys out there see us and hear us? Let us know in the chat. With all the internet issues I've had today, Lord only knows I may be talking to the Pope in Rome, but nobody else is there. So, wow, we got a bunch more people jumped on, too. We got Karen Anderson just jumped on. Debbie Garcia jumped on. Cool. Welcome, 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 everybody. Can anybody tell me if you can see me and hear me? See and hear. Come on, somebody. Can you see and hear?
Can see and hear good.
Craig says can see and hear. All right, all right. Welcome, everybody. And gosh, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome, Karen, Craig, George Clooney's out there, Debbie, Bill, Chris. We are really, really, really excited to have you here. I don't think I have to tell you who I am. So it's like, okay, I'm Len. Let's go over to the good side of the house. So I'm Len, and here is
Angel. I'm Angel Belichowski. I think most people on here I know from hanging out in free daily coaching and online. So everybody looks pretty familiar. And yeah, I'm Angel, the work from home mom.
and I think almost all of you also know about the fiasco today in Lunch with Len. My internet crashed. It's been up rock solid for the last 3.5, 4 hours. But you know what? I can't guarantee it, and there's no backup. So it's possible that we'll go down again. I don't think so. I think it seems to be solid now. But I was thinking about that today. We're thinking about all this stuff we do to get through our lives with business. And I remember a day when I went to Japan for a 1-hour meeting, all the way to Japan for a single meeting. So I guess it's not so bad if we get on a webinar on air and it crashes and we have to do it again. We're going to start the show off today by telling you a little bit about why we're here and what we have in mind. And anybody who has any questions, you can just throw them up in the chat. I don't think there's going to be any questions that are so private that we can't put them in the chat and just address them immediately. So I am going to go to screen share for a moment, throw up a few PowerPoint slides, and then we'll come back to the live presentation. And oh, by the way, we are acutely aware that the deep abyss is tonight. I promise you, we will be off this in plenty of time to get into the deep abyss. So here goes screen share. Let me know you can see my screen. And here comes PowerPoint. So, can you see my screen? Hello?
I see me.
You can see the screen? Okay. And here is the PowerPoint. Webinar series overview. So once again, welcome. We're calling this Profit with Angel and Len. And the reason we decided to use the word profit with Angel and Len is because we want to help you get to profit in your businesses as quickly as possible. Angel, just jump in here anytime.
Sounds great. No, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's sharing things, that we have done wrong, errors that we've made, and how we corrected them, or how you can do things and not make the same mistakes that we've made over the years. And so that's really what we'd like to be sharing, is basically just helping people to get into profit faster.
Well, now you people that know me realize that Angel speaks for herself. I haven't made any mistakes. Okay.
Sorry, man.
I'm going to put up a list of proposed topics for you to just take a look at. What we're going to do is we're planning to do a different webinar every week. Our plan is to have maybe a half-hour material. Some weeks may go longer than others, but maybe a half-hour to 40 minutes material, and then a Q&A session and live sessions if we want to. So now, both Angel and I are really big on mindset. So we're going to do a lot of mindset. In fact, we're going to have some mindset every week, but next week we're going to do quite a bit. It's going to be mostly mindset. We're going to start with things like, what do I really want in life? Setting goals, creating our vision. Angel?
Then, yeah, so are we going on to why work from home? Did you do both of those?
Well,
vision, goals, and affirmations. The affirmations for me, you know, that will be a huge thing that we're covering too, like you say. And affirmations have been something that probably changed my business the most in the last year. And so we'll be talking about that, creating a massive vision that is bigger than just goals, and how affirmations come into that.
Okay. And then we're going to cover why work from home. Now, I'm going to make the assumption, I realize that everybody that's on tonight is friends of ours already and knows this, but I'm going to make the assumption that this thing is going to grow and get broader. And we're going to cover, you know, what are the benefits of working from home, and what are the different kinds of businesses we can use in working from home. I mean, a lot of us are in MLMs, but that's not necessarily all there is. I mean, we can stuff envelopes, there are things we can do. And we're going to look at some of that stuff and the pros and cons of it.
And then mindset, motivation, and the success formula. We'll be sharing what keeps us going, how we keep going through those days that you just don't want to. There's a lot of times in home business where, as I'm sure most of you know, it's those days that you just don't see things happening, or those weeks that you don't see things happening, and what you can do to keep yourself going, the small things you can still continue to do to keep that momentum going, and how you can have that success, and the tools and the you know, daily schedule that we use to keep going.
And we're going to cover the best home business for me. One of the questions that I've been asked more than once is, well, how do I decide what's the best company, what's the best MLM, that I should get into for myself? And we're going to talk about how to choose the best business for you.
And then MLM, scam or legitimate business, we'll be going into why, you know, the world of MLM and the stigma that comes with it, and how really we get such a bad rap up there, and how you can either, you know, talk to people when you are presented with that objection, and just really building the industry as a whole. There's a big, you know, there's a momentum for change going on right now, and I think we're in a time where the next few years are going to be really huge for our industry. People will be coming around to seeing how valuable it is, and so just you know, reiterating that to people when they still have that feeling of whether or not it's a scam, and how you can talk to them about that.
Well, and then that also leads us into some of the scripts that we can use and how to overcome objections and things of that nature, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, passing on. Whoops, I think I just skipped a slide. Let's go back one. Okay. Is it my turn or yours?
Your turn.
The 5 steps to success in my business. I've outlined what I think are the 5 essential steps for how to succeed in your business, and we're going to cover that one of these weeks. Go through my 5 steps to success.
In the failure rate in MLM, does anyone really make money? Going into how the ones who make money have gotten there, and what it takes to get to be in that elite 2% that they talk about.
And finding my ideal business. Again, we're going to be looking at that. Now, these things aren't necessarily in a good order. I'm just thinking that maybe that and the other topic I covered earlier is the same topic. But once again, what's the best business for me?
And who am I, and what do I want to be when I grow up? I like that topic. I think a lot of us went through that recently too, with that who am I and what do I stand for. So it's you know, really discovering what your passion is, and what you want to do with your life, how you can bring that into your life through your habits and the energy that you put out there, that the things that you love can find you, and you can actually do that for a living.
And one of my favorite topics is defining your avatar. I think a lot of people get into business and they're told, and especially told by their upline, their new upline, that just go out and talk to everybody. If they're within 3 feet of you, they're a prospect. And I just don't believe that's true. So I want to look at how we pick the best customer for us, the kinds of people we want to approach for our business.
In getting started the first month, we will go over the best steps that you can take in the first 30 days of your business.
how to talk to my friends and family without alienating them. Well, we've all heard of warm market burnout, and we don't want to do that. And I am an expert at warm market burnout. I can assure you I know how to do that very well. And we're going to talk about how not to do that.
Yeah, I did the same thing. How to find my avatar, where they're hanging out, where you can find them, where you can go to mingle with them, and present yourself as a leader, as someone they can trust and come to, and building that relationship with them.
And then we have a bunch of scripts we're going to share with you. Conventional prospecting, scripts that work. And can I take the next one? You can
I was going to say you can have that one.
Because it's actually one of my favorite topics, the monster in the closet. There are things that we are all afraid of. We're afraid of the telephone. We're afraid to do videos. We're afraid of getting in front of people. Afraid of doing webinars. The monsters in the closet, and that's absolutely one of my favorite topics. How do we identify the monster in our closet, and how do we get rid of them?
The new age of technology. So I think what we'll be covering there is, I know the next one is about social media, but it'll be how each different social media platform can be used, and then the new things that are coming out. There's always something new, a new strategy you can use either for traffic or to post your content or to connect with people, and we'll be talking about that.
And we're going to, of course, look at all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. And I want to just add to the proper use of social media, because there's so many people out there in the world of MLM these days that do conventional coffee shop and chasing people across the grocery store. And that's all well, fine, and good. I have nothing against coffee shops. But we really do live in an age where we can do things that we couldn't have dreamed of a few years ago. We're doing it right now. My God, we're having a living room meeting with people who are all over the country. And I'm going to take the next one too, because I was a single parent for 14 years, and I don't think you were a single parent. You are a work-at-home mom, that's for sure. So we'll come back. So let's both take this. I want to talk a little bit about single parents and working from home, because I've got a lot of experience doing that. And Angel, you have a lot of experience as a work-at-home mom.
I do. I have 2 children, and one of them is a 2.5-year-old boy that feels like 3 children. So I'll be talking about, I work a lot with moms and how they can sort of multitask, work your business around kids, and how it's okay not to always try to be perfect in everything you do.
And that leads us to something that's not on this list, but it's fitting the business into the nooks and crannies of your life. And I've seen writings about that recently. Okay, let's just keep moving on. We're also going to cover a bunch of special topics. We're going to look at, obviously, video marketing, for example, and we'll have a session. You want to talk about YouTube or?
Yeah, I love YouTube. I think YouTube, I've been doing it for about a year now. And I do love putting up videos and getting them to rank in YouTube, and making sure you do the extra few little things that can really help them out.
And of course, no set of seminars would be complete without looking at Facebook video these days. And perhaps I should have even put, maybe you should.
Sorry, I can't hear you there. Then, I don't know if I'm the only one who lost Len or not. Okay, I think we lost Len. He was worried that this was going to happen too. I don't know. He froze up when we were just kind of talking a few minutes before, but he would always come back. So maybe his internet went out. And you know what? Now we're going to be stuck on his screen share. When I talk, I don't know if you guys can see me if I come up big. or not. If the screen comes over, I don't think I can take over because he was the panelist on there. So yeah, I'll carry on here. Hopefully he comes back on. We'll be covering keyword research. I'm big on that with my blog, and you know, how you can do those things. I know a lot of us have gone through a lot of the same courses and probably, you know, use the same things, but I do a few extra things that we'll be able to use there. I think Len is back. Are you back, Len? Hopefully he'll jump in. And then article marketing, that will probably be Len covering that one. And the chat is disabled. Len, are you there? I don't know if he's on there, and I don't know if you guys can. I don't know if everybody got kicked off or not, because now I can't see the chat. I'm just going to message you, Bob, on Facebook and see, make sure you guys can still see me, because I can't really tell if the webinar is still going on or not. I'm hoping it is, but I am just an attendee here, so I can't tell and I can't see who's on. So I'm going to message you, Bob. What's the pits that his internet kicked out there? There you are, Bob. Can you see me? I hope we didn't get kicked off here. I won't continue on with my story. That's probably what I'll do. Okay, good. You guys can still see me. Good. So I will continue on, and hopefully Len will be able to get back on here. Bring you over? Okay, I will bring you over. How do I do that? I have never used webinars on air before. I am go to webinars. So do I just send you the link? You can all see and hear me? Okay, good. I'll keep going then. I'll start with, we were going to do our stories next. We were just going to share with you what we were doing. So basically, it's just going to be a platform to be able to just kind of hang out, share some things that are working, similar to what we do, but more, just like I say, sharing with you guys things that haven't worked for us and things that are. So it's just going to be an extra little place, and we'll take ideas. If you guys want to cover anything on a certain night, we'll for sure, you know, go out there and get some content on that and share it. So tonight, I had put on Facebook that this is actually a super uncomfortable thing for me to do, is to tell my story and just kind of hang out, share some things that are working. There you are. Hey, Len. Guys, things that haven't worked for us and things that. You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You're on. Keep going.
Okay, cool. I was just going to start with my story because I couldn't see the screen share anymore, so we kind of went on a bit, but didn't get it all in. Yeah, so I'll just quickly go over it. I won't make it very long. I haven't shared much of my story actually with the public at all because it's a very uncomfortable thing for me to do. And I think as I get used to it, it will get easier. And as I, you know, am comfortable with it, it will get easier. But so I am a work-from-home mom, obviously. I'm in Canada, and I was brought up by a 17-year-old mom. And so we started off very, not horribly poor, but we definitely didn't have much. And my dad left when I was 3. And so my mom raised me on her own. We had, you know, not a hard life. I didn't know it was hard. I didn't know that at all. She was very good at making life good for me. I had fun. I had a good life. And then my mom met my stepdad, who became my real dad, and we had a great life. But it was always coupon clipping and, you know, just getting by. And I was always brought up with that mindset of, as long as you have enough, that's good enough. And I just kind of continued that as I grew up. I went straight from high school into a career. I started working at the bank here, and worked my way up there into, I was going into personal banking, but it turned into a really high sales environment that it wasn't when I first started. And the funny thing is, now that I'm marketing and in sales, I left for that reason, because I didn't like being pushy to people who were coming in to do their banking. So then I moved on into mutual funds. I was going to become a stockbroker, and I was on my career path there, and was in an environment where it became a little bit, it just was uncomfortable with the men in the workplace. So I ended up leaving that place, and I wound up being a paralegal at a real estate law firm here in Winnipeg, and it was great pay, and I got stuck in that environment of working my summers away. I lost my entire life practically to that job, and it was hours and hours of work. And so once I had my kids, I knew that that wasn't what I wanted to do, and I tried with my daughter to stay home for as long as I could, and we racked up our bills to try to have me stay home. And unfortunately, it only lasted so long, and when she was 2.5, I ended up going back to work, and I would work evenings. So we never had to do that daycare thing, but I was still missing out on a lot. I was missing out on suppers from Monday to Friday, and I was working until 2 in the morning, so I was a tired mom, and it was just, it was hard. So when I had my son, I just knew that something was going to come into my life, that it was all going to work out. And that's when I found, it was about 3 months before I had to go back to work, that I was introduced to products from a network marketing company, and I actually ended up asking my friend if it would be okay if I did this, because I really didn't comprehend it at all. Once I found out it was network marketing, I, took a step back and did all my research, and just ended up falling in love with this industry. We have struggled. We've always been a paycheck-to-paycheck family, unfortunately, and no matter what we did, and I could never figure out why. And so this whole transition of what I've learned in this industry has just made me into such a different person, and has made me realize how much mindset and what you think of yourself really matters. And that's really what I've gone through. Oh, I don't want to cry. What I've gone through in the last year has just really built up my own self-esteem, because I didn't realize how crappy it was. And I'm just so grateful to this industry. So I'm just such an advocate for it. And I'm on such a path of momentum that I'm so grateful for it. And I've made so many awesome friends in this industry. So it wasn't easy in the beginning at all. I spent probably about 1.5 years just struggling with it too. I did end up having to go back to work in the evenings a bit. And then, you know what, I got laid off. It was, I think, August or September last year during the 100-Day Biz Builder Challenge. And last year was just a year of me really just taking courses and really, really learning this industry, and really learning what I needed to do, and all the tools that I needed. And it was August or September where I got laid off. And I phoned Bert up, and I was just like, you're not going to believe what happened. This is Bert Bledsoe, but I think everybody here knows him. Like, you're not going to believe what happened. And I told him the story, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, Bert. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this anymore. And the next day on Free Daily Coaching, he made an announcement, not an announcement, but he said Angel went full-time. And that just for me was such a mindset shift for me, because it was like I went from feeling like such a, I don't know, not a loser, but just like, oh no, like this pattern of lack and this pattern of struggle is happening again. And he just switched my mindset, and that just like made me take off. And things have come into my life since then. I've managed to mostly replace my income, and now I am really actually full time with what I'm doing. And so it's just, if he hadn't said that, I don't know where I'd be. So I'm so grateful to him for that. But so now that's where I am. Unfortunately, my husband had an accident in November that has taken him out of work. And he's still home. We're hoping he can get to work in February. But I mean, I just feel like that momentum is still there, and I'm not worrying about it like I used to. So that's really what this industry has done for me. That's what I want to pass on to others. I have a passion for helping others, and I just really want to change lives, not even just in the way that this business and this industry can do it, but just to be like, you literally can design your own life if you choose to, if you believe it, and like, let me show you how. So that's my passion, and I'm loving sharing this with my kids, being able to bring them up with a total different mindset than I had, and just helping others. So that's my story. I hope it wasn't too long. I think I went on and on there, but that's me. That's not all of it, but that's a lot of it that I haven't shared before.
Well, that's powerful. That's powerful. Hey, the chat isn't moving for me at all. Is anyone still there? Did we lose people, or is everyone still there?
I'm pretty sure they're all still there because I had messaged Bob in when I lost you, and he said they could still hear and see us.
Okay. Okay. You weren't able to finish the slides?
No.
Well,
I got to. We were just at article marketing.
Yeah, well, let me just put a wrap on that. So the bottom line of all this, folks, is that we've got a lot of potential topics to cover, and we're going to mix, match, and choose the topics partially based on you and the audience and what you want us to cover. And we're also planning to have a substantial number of guest speakers. We're going to look at video marketing and article marketing. And I remember the last word out of my mouth to you, Angel, was why don't you talk for a second about Instagram? We'd put up the LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter.
Oh,
and,
okay.
We're going to be covering Instagram, and we're going to. You want to say something about that?
You know,
Instagram.
I'm not huge on Instagram yet. I know some of the little tricks and stuff, but I haven't implemented a lot of them. So why don't I get going on that, and then I'll have something good to talk about.
Well, another thing, we can always bring in guest speakers. So we're going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Guest speakers. So, so is the chat moving for anybody? Do you see any chat moving at all?
I don't. I went over to like the main chat where it's just the people who are on, so it's just you and me.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. No, I don't see group. I don't see the other chat.
Okay, I see it, but I don't see it moving.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have the ability to bring anybody over at this point in time for them to tell me what they're seeing, since I've lost the supervisory capability. So.
Bob says chat is working.
Oh.
Love you too, Bob. Thank you.
Great. Working for somebody. Working for somebody. Okay. Well, let me just take a couple minutes and tell you a little bit about me, and then we'll wrap this up for tonight, unless there's questions, and we'll be starting next week into the real meat of the material. I was raised as a youngster in an extraordinarily negative environment. My mother was an alcoholic, and I was told I was no damn good and never would be. It was just like all men, and we had a very, very negative money environment as well. You know, what do you think money grows on trees? My mother had I met my father when I was 23. I never knew him, and she married when I was 5 to a man who became a foster father to me. But he was always on strike, and there was never any money. So I grew up in that sort of environment. The real story, though, starts about 1990 when my wife then was diagnosed with cancer, and we sold our house and sold our furniture, and what we couldn't sell we put in storage, bought an RV and went RVing around the country as long as we could because we knew she was terminal. And when we came back from the RV trip is when I bought, and many of you know I owned a flight school. I bought California Flight Academy in San Diego, and that was in 2003. And when I bought it, it had 20 students, 2 airplanes, and a couple part-time instructors. And we grew it up to 120 students, 30 airplanes, 30 instructors. That was 2008. So we really, really grew the school substantially. And then the bottom came out. Through no fault of our own, from 2008 to 2010, which was about a 15-month period, we went from 120 students down to less than 20. We went from 30 airplanes to 5. We went from 30 instructors to 2. I laid off 45 people in 2009, and I brought in investors to try to finance the school. I actually liquidated my 401k and put it into the school to save it. We did save the school, but I lost completely everything in the process. And so I took off in 2011 to do something I'd always wanted to do, become a ski bum. I went up to the mountains and went skiing. I had sold my remnants of the school, and I had a little money coming in, and I was going to live on that money for 5 years and ski. and that was in 2011, and that's when I started in earnest the internet marketing business. But I thought I had 5 years to get there, and then there was a lawsuit, and they took the rest of the income I had away, so I ended up with no income. So I'm coming into this year with no income. I've been doing the internet network marketing now for 3 years. I've learned a lot. I know a lot of things that work. I know a lot of things that don't work. I'm on the edge of profitability. I made some nice profits in the recent affiliate contests. I've got some money coming in from various sources, a little here, a little there. I'm not going to tell you I'm a six-figure earner yet. I'm not. But I'm going to tell you that I'm pretty far ahead of a lot of people, and I know a lot about a lot of things and how to make them work, and I know a lot of things that don't work. So that's what I want to share. That's what Angel and I, those are the things that Angel and I are going to share over the next many, many weeks. Different subject every week, what works, what doesn't, and how to build your business. That's all I have.
Powerful story too, Len.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, it's amazing how this industry can save, how it can, that's what I think touched me the most, and that's part of my story that I skipped over. My dad had passed away from cancer about 2 months before I was introduced to network marketing, and what really really captured me in this industry was the stories of struggle, and how just everybody had a story that I could relate to, and I wasn't alone in where I'd been. And I think, or I don't think, I know that that's what kept me going, was because all these people that had success, I had the same desire, and I had the same motivation, and I had the same determination as they did, and I knew that if I just kept going, that I would get what they had. And I was lucky enough to be able to make some great relationships with some really key people in this industry, just through God's grace. I can't explain it any other way than that. Than that I was led to, or was drawn to, the right people. And I just so believe in that. You seriously, you can't fail unless you stop. But in some people's story, the struggle doesn't end just with finding network marketing. You have to be able to get through that struggle of the industry as well, and all those punches that you're going to take as you go along, and just keep going, because you always have that end goal in mind and where you're going. And so that's been so cool to be able to meet so many people that just get it, and we've all just kind of come together, and we're going to be able to bring new people in now and share that with them. And I think that's going to be just so much fun to watch people transform.
So you had some mindset and or goal setting that you wanted to talk about tonight, I believe, or vision.
Yeah, you know what I wanted to share with you guys, and you guys, some of you may already know about it. I can't see the chat at all, so I don't know if anybody's saying anything or asking any questions. But it was something new that I just got in my inbox yesterday. I had subscribed to that Joe Vitale, and I had taken one of his courses, so I get his emails, and I got sent this. If you go to mindmovie, I think it's mindmovie. I don't know if it's movies. Just a second. It might be movies. Mindmovies.com. You get these free videos. It's done by Bob Proctor, and it's these people who have put out these mind movies, and they're 3-minute visualizations. And so you can choose if you want to focus on energy, or if you want abundance, or if you want wealth, and you can watch these 3-minute mind movies. And it's a visualization, the words, so it's your affirmations, and then there's music, and all of these things are supposed to draw out the emotion. And while you watch them, and you watch them over and over again for the next few weeks, and there's 6 free movies on there that you can watch. I think it's a 3-video series, so I imagine they're going to eventually be leading to a sale. But for now, it's video 1, and those 6 mind movies are out there. So if you want to go on over, mindmovies.com, and go check it out. It was like 2 in the morning when I saw it last night, but before I went to sleep, I watched one of the videos. It was really cool. I can see it working, and I think that'd be a neat thing if you do affirmations before you go to bed. I follow Ray Higdon's routine that he does with affirmations. I had learned his, and that's what I do. So I always do affirmations before I go to bed, and then again when I wake up in the morning. So I've added these little mind movies into it, and I think they're pretty cool.
There's actually no question. My Movies is a product. In fact, I have a My Movie. I have the
Oh, do
product.
you?
I'm actually an affiliate. I have my own
Such a
Mine.
rookie.
I'll have to share it with you. I think it's an incredible. I think it's just an incredible thing. It really is. We talk a lot about vision boards. This is a vision movie. You can create a movie of what you want your life to look like.
That's
And
very cool.
really, it's really, really cool.
Awesome.
Okay. I guess I had a few other slides I was going to put up. Not going to try to do it. I don't know if I even have the ability to do a screen share. Probably do. It says I do. But most of you who are on here know me. I'm a big mindset guy. Angel's a big mindset girl. So we're really going to do a lot of that because we firmly believe that the single most important thing that's going to determine whether or not you succeed in your business is between your ears. You've heard it said, we've all heard it said many, many times that you know how to put up an opt-in form, how to build a funnel, how to put up an ad, how to make a video, all this technical stuff. That's all easy to learn, and we're going to cover a lot of that stuff. But without the right mindset, you don't implement it, you don't make the progress you need to make, and you don't go where you need to go, and you don't get through the tough times. So we're going to go back to looking at mindset and creating a vision for ourselves, and we're going to start off next week with creating a vision and looking at where we want to go with our life. And I hope that's cool with everybody. Some of you have heard me do some of this before. I don't think any of you have heard me do all of it that we're going to do. Angel, you want to add anything?
No, I think it'll be fun next week. I have vision training that I do as well, so I think the two of us combined together will have some pretty awesome vision content to put out there.
Yeah. So I guess that nobody is able to ask any questions right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't see anything. I'm not sure. Is there's the other Q&A. No, it's disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see any chat, so.
How was Bob communicating with you?
Through Facebook.
Okay.
He actually said, he's used them for 3 years, the Mind Movies, and you can make your own movies. Cool. And Chris has used them for 5 years too. That's awesome.
Cool. Cool.
I'm excited to start using them. I think it's going to be.
Does anybody have any questions or anything they'd like us to chat about tonight, or should we go and I'll get ready for the Deep Abyss?
Is it Deep Abyss time?
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it was funny because we were going to have a time where you guys could ask us any question that you wanted. We were just going to joke around and say anything you wanted to know, just ask. But now we can't see you, so we have a reason to not have to answer any hard questions.
Well, it'll be next week. We'll start with questions.
Sounds good.
All right. I think we're
really
done.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody being on here tonight. It's just awesome that you guys came out for our first one, and I really appreciate all your support. You have no idea how much it means. Like, it just warms my heart so much.
It says we have 8 viewers. I can't see who all's here tonight. And I didn't expect very many people tonight. We actually haven't even really hit the streets hard with advertising yet.
No, exactly. Exactly.
All right, everybody, leave us a comment in Facebook. I think we should make our own Facebook group so that people can leave comments, questions, and etc. So we'll get that up here real soon, next couple days. And other than that, hope to see you all next week.
For sure. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy the Deep Abyss, and love you guys.
All right. I'm going to stop the broadcast. Good night, everybody.
Good night.